Have you been looking for the perfect gift for that very special Beyond the Gates fan? Do you want to support a female entrepreneur and a small family-operated business this holiday season? Well, then we have the perfect gift for you, courtesy of the ultimate girl boss, Vanessa McBride. Well, it's actually courtesy of Lauren Buglioli, but it's hilarious, and we couldn't love it more. Vanessa's portrayer, you see, decided to get into the holiday spirit by embracing the folks in the online community who've taken to referring to Vanessa as a, well, gardening tool. If you're having trouble figuring out which one, well, we'll just refer you to the video Buglioli shared on Instagram below. Introducing the Heart Attach Hoe, the actress exclaimed, more than a little in character as Vanessa. Get one for your community today. She then went on to model the hoe and include some ringing endorsements about its usefulness from Nicole and Hayley. Oh, and Ted, though he seemed a bit more confused than the ladies. Poor guy. So, if you're still looking for the perfect gift for your loved one this holiday season, first off, you're in trouble because it's a bit late in the game to be worrying about gifts. But if you don't mind waiting, Vanessa & Co. have the perfect hoe for you. Also, we're pretty sure we found it too, because everyone loves to use a good garden tool. Folks, we could quote this video all day. Knock her if you must, but Vanessa definitely has a mind for business, whether it's running escorts or branching out into merchandising. And even more importantly, we're thrilled to see Buglioli, Daphne Duplay, Marquita Goings, and Keith Richardson all having a hell of a lot of heart attach hoe fun. While Bill's sipping on a poisoned cocktail, Hayley tries convincing him they should open their gifts in St. Bart's. But he immediately shoots that down, saying the owners of their would-be house have backed out of the deal. But she is not ready to be shunned during the holidays. Bill actually suggests that Hayley knew how things would go when you chose to pursue your best friend's father. She puts him on blast, saying he was the one who chased after her. Furious, she walks out, declaring this will be a preview of what it's like to miss me. Heading to the club, she crosses paths with Joey, who suggests that she should push Bill to pursue the governorship, as it would put her in a majorly powerful position. Bill texts to say he's not feeling well, so she exits. When Joey says, "See you later, First Lady," Hayley responds, "I prefer Queen." Once home, Hayley finds out that Bill wasn't really ailing. Instead, he wanted her home so he could make it clear she's the most important thing in his life. She has doubts, but Bill opens up to her in a way he swears he never did to Danny. "Vernon, my love, I've been diagnosed with cancer." As she lays out step by step what she's been through in recent days, he realizes that she's been dealing with all of this on her own. She admits Sharon and Tracy know because sometimes a woman just needs her sisters. But why, he asks, did she shut him out of the most important battle of her life? "I'm sorry, Vernon, but I don't know how to do cancer." He apologizes that she was alone during these scary days. "I'm terrified at the thought of losing you," he says. "But this is not your battle to fight alone. It's ours. And cancer picked the wrong damn family to mess with." Vernon wants to tell the children, but Anita demurs. "I don't want this Christmas to turn into a funeral rehearsal," but he insists she's been beating the odds her entire life and will do it again this time. In any case, Anita insists this will be the best damn Dupree Christmas ever. Each, however, is rocked to their core. And anyone who didn't cry when Anita found her husband weeping may not have a heart. Nicole literally laughs in Ted's face when he says her father is having an affair. "Next, you'll tell me that Mother's cooking meth in the West Wing," she chortles. She gets increasingly angry while demanding details. She slowly begins to wonder if it might be true, at least until he reveals that his source is Leslie. Dubbing her a textbook sociopath, Nicole ain't buying it. Nicole heads straight to her sister's place, and, not surprisingly, Danny, too, laughs at the idea of Vernon cheating. But as they compare notes, it becomes obvious there is something going on with their parents. They want to storm over and demand answers, but ultimately realize they have to wait until their parents are ready to share whatever is going on. Joey is somewhat taken aback by Vanessa's request that he play Santa at the hospital's Christmas party. Donald approaches their table and Joey exits. Donald tells his mom that while his sister is struggling, he's doing everything he can to be there for her. Donald admits that since his dad's death, he's been reflecting on the past and wonders if Vanessa's marriage was everything he thought it was. Vanessa admits that over the years, she and Doug became more like friends, and Donald says he's noticed the closeness between his mom and Joey. Later, Joey returns and learns that her son has urged her to move on. Ted runs into Shanice at Orphe Jeans, and they catch up while splitting a peach cobbler. Realizing he has no plans for Christmas, she suggests he feel free to join her family. Later, Ted and Andre share a lovely moment, with the nephew presenting his uncle with tickets so they can attend a football game the way they used to. Brandon Claybon is winning fans over with his portrayal of Martin Richardson in Beyond the Gates. But if things had turned out differently, the actor would have called this soap opera his home. Claybon has become a household name to daytime audiences thanks to BTG. The actor was cast as Martin in October 2024 and made his first appearance on the premiere episode on February 24, 2025. In a recent interview with The Locker Room, the actor revealed that soap operas were his main goal as an actor. "It was always my goal to be on a soap opera, and that started back in 2017 or 2018. So, I think it's meant to be." Before joining BTG, Claybon had a brief role as Dr. Brent Snyder on General Hospital in 2023. If you recall, he was the physical therapist who helped Curtis after he was shot and paralyzed. But before stepping foot in Port Charles and Fairmont Crest, the actor almost called Genoa City home. In 2018, he auditioned for a role on Y&R, but the opportunity didn't materialize. "I was up for a series regular on Young and the Restless. During this time, Michelle Morgan, her role, I think she played Hillary. But something happened with that character. I was supposed to play her love interest." Unfortunately for Claybon, it was during this time that Morgan opted to leave the soap opera. The show wrote a heartbreaking departure as Hillary and her baby died after sustaining injuries in a car accident. "My role went up in thin air after that," Claybon explained. Although things didn't pan out at Y&R, fate had other plans for the actor, who found his new home at BTG. Claybon has had the opportunity to showcase his acting skills in emotionally charged storylines in 2005. Martin's most poignant storyline was his and Vernon's cover-up of a murder that came back to haunt him. In 2023, Martin and Vernon were driving home when they were attacked by two men. While protecting his grandfather, Martin killed one of the men and severely beat the other. The Duprees and their team immediately went to work to cover up the murder, but years later, their secret was uncovered. As a result, Martin's secret caused trouble in his marriage to Smitty. After a brief separation, the couple reunited and tried to move forward. Martin and Smitty managed to weather the storm in 2025. But can they handle the drama that awaits them in 2026? The Young and the Restless. Alum Jordi Villasuso has a new gig. He's returning to CBS Daytime on Beyond the Gates, and it appears his character will help turn Ashley's love life around in 26. Soap Opera Digest confirmed the news of Villasuso's return to soaps. In an official Season 2 promo, the actor who got his start in daytime on CBS's Guiding Light appeared with Jen Jacobs' Ashley in a scene taking place at Uptown. That is all the information available at this time, however. There's no word on who he's playing on BTG or how his character will first connect with Ashley. The Emmy-winning actor's soap credits also include Days of Our Lives and All My Children. On Y&R, Villasuso played determined detective Ray Rosales from 2018-2022. Most recently, he has starred as Justin Ramos on the streaming soap opera The Bay, which also features fellow daytime notables like Days' Mary Beth Evans, Matthew Ashford, and Brandon Beamer, as well as BTG's Mike Manning. If Villasuso is playing Ashley's love interest, then that means her personal life is about to take a big turn. The nurse recently broke off an engagement with firefighter Derek. One of the reasons for the breakup had to do with her feelings for Andre, who is now married to former supermodel Danny Dupree. So this means that Ashley isn't just moving on from Derek. She is finally moving on from Andre as well. Beyond the Gates is about to wrap up its first successful season. Next week, the show marks another milestone when it airs its 200th episode. Villasuso will be joining the soap in its second season. He's not the only recent addition. Day's Greg Vaughn has already appeared in 2 episodes of BTG and will return for more. Soap Hub will keep you up to date as more information about Villasuso's character emerges. Take a look at BTG's Season 2 promo below. On Beyond the Gates, we saw a master move by mobster Joey Armstrong. If it works, it just may be the one thing that could save Bill's life and give Hayley a new purpose. Well, folks, if there is one thing we learned from Tuesday's episode of Beyond the Gates, it's that Joey Armstrong knows exactly how to play the game. And I'm not just talking about poker. While the rest of Fairmont Crest is busy clutching their pearls over affairs and medical diagnoses, Joey was at the country club planting seeds that might just grow into the most interesting storyline of the year. His target? The always petulant, recently poisonous Hayley Hamilton. Let's look at the sheer brilliance of this move. Joey wants Bill Hamilton to run for Martin's congressional seat. Bill, naturally, is dragging his feet. So, what does Joey do? He bypasses the man entirely and goes straight for the wife with the ego the size of the Capitol Dome. Joey knows that Hayley is starving for acceptance. She's been shunned by the ladies of the crest, treated like Danny's leftovers, and is generally about as welcome as a skunk at a garden party. By pitching the idea of political power to Hayley, Joey didn't just offer her a campaign trail. He offered her a crown. You could practically see the wheels turning behind Hayley's eyes when Joey mentioned Vanity Fair profiles and the ability to influence policy. When she corrected him with, "I prefer Queen," it was game, set, and match. Joey Armstrong, you sly fox. You've just recruited the most dangerous lobbyist in town. But here is where it gets delicious. This political ambition throws a massive wrench into Hayley's current DIY project, murdering her husband. We know Hayley has been brewing her special herbal teas and, as of Tuesday, spiking Bill's whiskey. She is actively trying to kill the man, but Joey just handed her a reason to keep him alive. If Bill dies now, Hayley is just the grieving widow of a rich guy, a role that hasn't exactly won her any popularity contests so far. But if Bill runs for Congress, Hayley becomes a potential Washington power player. She becomes a woman people have to talk to. A dead husband is a tragedy. A dead congressman is a federal investigation. If Bill enters the race, the spotlight on their lives will be blinding. Every drink, every meal, and every sudden illness will be scrutinized. If Hayley wants to be queen, she needs her king to get her to the throne first. What are the chances of this succeeding? I'd say high. Hayley's narcissism is her driving force. The allure of sticking it to her enemies from a position of political superiority is likely far more intoxicating than whatever poison she's slipping into Bill's tumbler. Joey Armstrong may have inadvertently saved Bill's life, at least until after Election Day. Of course, this is beyond the gates. Bill is trying to start sentimental Christmas traditions while his wife is weighing the pros and cons of homicide versus house seats. But if anyone can manipulate a murderer into becoming a campaign manager, it's Joey. Watch your back, Bill. But you should start writing that stump speech. It might be the only antidote you have left. Santa has had his eyes on the residents of Fairmont Crest all year long. The holly jolly guy knows which Beyond the Gates regulars are naughty and who's nice. Most of the town should be on the naughty list, but we had to narrow things down. And yes, despite Danny shooting up her ex-husband's country club wedding, we did not include her on the naughty list. There were others more worthy of naughty status. The major players in the naughty game include Leslie, whose attempts at redemption pale in comparison to all the dastardly deeds she's inflicted while in the DMV. There's attempted murder times 2, blowing up a family with her bulldozing antics, and can't forget her bullying tactics. Besides, she was rewarded plenty this year with her inheritance, courtesy of Anita Dupree. Meanwhile, Miss Hayley Hamilton is someone we knew was up to no good. But for the longest time, we had no idea the depths of her deception. She was more than an opportunist. This year, it turned out she was also a professional con artist who now wants to move on up to Black Widow status. For weeks, she has been microdosing Bill's bourbon and his herbal tea with what could ultimately be a lethal concoction. Speaking of Bill, he married his daughter's bestie and then forced his ex-wife's family and his ex-wife to attend. Even though he was the one responsible for his first marriage ending, he took pleasure in insulting his ex and making her feel like the trash he took out. And then, when Danny started to move on from him, he gave her enough attention to keep her on the hook. Additionally, the family fixer, we learned how far he had gone to get Leslie out of town all those years ago. Should we cut him some slack since his wife is trying to kill Bill? As for the other Dupree-in-law, Ted's lies blew up his family's world. He held on to the secret of his affair for a long time, and he tried to pay Leslie off once she got back to town. But after their affair was outed and he found out he had a daughter, Ted didn't even try to work all that hard to get Nicole back, although he claimed he did. And while he has done right by Eva, he certainly has not by Kat. You can't include one without the other. Their rivalry this year has been vicious. Eva worked with her mother to get the best of the Dupree Richardsons. Kat was downright vicious with Eva, insulting her at every opportunity. Sure, she deserves points for her one-woman investigation to bring down Leslie. However, that doesn't mean we forget her lesser moments. Kat could hardly walk by Eva without belittling the woman, and basically said they would all be better off if Eva had never been born. That's naughty list material right there. As for Eva, her powers of manipulation are pretty legendary already. She portrayed herself as the innocent victim while pretending to empathize with her. More horribly, she slept with Tomas, Kat's boyfriend, and nobody really cared, except for Kat. How did that happen? This guy will always be on the naughty list by virtue of his day job. He regularly fleeced people and arranged for nasty things to happen to others. For example, he exploited Doug's gambling addiction. He entered an affair with Doug's wife, and then Joey ultimately disposed of Doug and took his place at Vanessa's side. Now he is trying to manipulate Bill into running against Martin for office because it benefits him. And while Joey showed flashes of vulnerability, he remained a criminal who enlisted shady detectives to do his bidding. Remember Allison? She pretended to be married so she could get close to Chelsea and engage in throuple activity. In reality, she stalked and kidnapped Chelsea. She forced her to get married, and even though she's sitting pretty in a jail cell right now, she's still probably figuring out a way to follow Chelsea's Instagram posts. Just because the following BTG characters are on the nice list doesn't mean they are perfect. Everybody is flawed and has their moments. Vernon had to dig around in the dirt a little in 2025, but he was simply trying to protect Martin and the rest of his family. And when he took a tough stance, it was usually with his no-good ex-sons-in-law. The rest of his time, Vernon treated Anita like the queen that she was. And his recent scenes welcoming Andre into the family were sweet. And despite what you've heard about his secret affair with Sharon, well, that hasn't been confirmed yet. Vernon deserves his place on the nice list. In 2025, Smitty was practically a saint. He had to deal with a husband who refused to tell the truth about his recent past. He wanted to handle it and claimed to want to protect his family, shielding them from what he had done 2 years prior. Smitty was as patient for as long as he could be. Simultaneously, he took care of their children, returned to work, and had relatable conversations with his mother-in-law. After he and Martin reconciled, Smitty even defended his man to Joey. And while it took some time, he ultimately accepted June. He wasn't perfect, but he was nice. Yes, Andre had to crush Ashley's heart after she asked if there was still a chance for them, but he had already moved on. And he was married, so it wasn't his fault. But before that, he wanted to show the nurse the world. And now that he has found real love with Danny, he is all in on their marriage. She is his main focus, as it should be. He helped Vernon with his Christmas present, and he was one of the only people who accepted Ted despite the damage he had done. Andre, the photographer, the observer, and the attentive husband, is a nice guy, but he's no pushover. In 2025, Shanice's version of nice often came with a dose of tough love, but it came from a good place. She tolerated Derek using her to get over Ashley, which never actually happened. Then she turned around and became his physical therapist and cheerleader after he was paralyzed. Much like Andre, she accepted Ted, while not overlooking his flaws. And she tolerated Ashley, who was, at times, beyond mean to her during the downfall of her relationship with Derek. Plus, she introduced Nicole to Dr. Kiel Rollins, and for that, we will forever be grateful. Poor Laura. Leslie shoved her aside so her daughter could infiltrate Nicole's life, and then Leslie tried to take her out again while she was in the hospital. Through it all, Laura remained nice, understanding, composed, and compassionate, especially for Eva. She hasn't received justice for anything that has happened to her, yet she hasn't sought revenge. Laura deserves everything good in this world. Santa had better pony up for her this year. She should get all the gifts. Last, but certainly not least, there is Mona. Leslie used her in her revenge plan to blow up Nicole's life, and now that Mona knows everything that Leslie did, she won't let the woman forget it. She was incredibly hurt by Leslie's actions, and as a result, she refused to let her ex-friend back into her life. If Leslie walked into a room, it wasn't long before Mona walked out. She remained fiercely loyal to Nicole and the Dupress, and that's why she must be protected at all costs. Beyond the Gates moves into another round of holiday drama as several characters face turning points. Danny and Andre deal with their first Christmas as a married couple. Elsewhere, Vernon and Sharon's secret finally spills in front of the entire Dupree family. Furthermore, Ted receives 3 surprise visitors who push him towards answers he has been avoiding for weeks. Keep scrolling to learn more. Danny and Andre are trying to treat their first Christmas as a chance to settle the chase. It was something that had followed them since their last-minute wedding. They both know that they had rushed into marriage. However, now they both think they want something stable, and they could do it by not letting their past mistakes ruin their lives. Elsewhere, Andre thinks about the way their marriage happened. He knows that Danny never expected it, and he had pulled her into something she wasn't ready for. Meanwhile, Danny had an internal struggle between her excitement and her worry. In her heart, she wanted to believe the relationship could develop further. At the same time, she was aware that everything around them was changing rapidly, and rapid changes usually lead to problems. The two later speak about plans and gifts. However, they are both worried that things will become complicated for them. The Dupree family will face their biggest moment of the day. Vernon and Sharon's secret will finally come out in front of everyone. They have been meeting quietly, taking private calls, and making sure that nobody catches them. However, Leslie watched it all. She was convinced that they were having an affair. However, were they actually having an affair? Fans think it's unlikely. Some of them believe Sharon might be giving Vernon singing lessons, and maybe that's why there is an original song written by series star Clifton Davis in the episode. Meanwhile, Ted is shocked when 3 unexpected visitors arrive at his door. Elsewhere, one of them could be Shanice. It's because he has been getting closer to him even when he is keeping his thoughts guarded. Furthermore, Eva and Isaiah are moving their own moment. They have just hit a milestone in their developing relationship, and this holiday, they will have to face their feelings. For more Beyond the Gates spoilers and updates, keep following Soap Opera Daily. On today's December 24th episode of Beyond the Gates, grab your hankies. We always knew that Clifton Davis one day would sing the smash hit recorded by the Jackson 5, Never Can Say Goodbye, on the CBS soap opera. We just didn't know when. In fact, Davis even teased to Michael Fairman TV that something like this was coming when we caught up with the veteran actor, singer, songwriter at CBS Atlanta Fest a few months back. But now, in Story on Christmas Eve, and after just learning that his beloved wife, Anita Dupree, was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer, a very aggressive and difficult-to-treat form of the disease more likely to occur in Black women. When Vernon takes to the piano at the Dupree family Christmas gathering, the song takes on new meaning. How could Vernon ever say goodbye to his wife if she were to die? Will it be revealed that after all the gossip of Vernon having an affair with Anita's articulate singing sister Sharon, that the two were just conspiring to surprise Anita with the former senator's serenade, and Sharon was helping him pull it off? Stay tuned! As many know, Davis penned the 1971 Jackson 5 hit, and he told Billboard, "It's quite amazing to think I wrote this song way, way back, and now it's been written into the show's story plot. It's exciting to be singing and sharing this song with another generation. It's a song that just keeps on giving. I'm humbled as well, because it didn't have to turn out this way. God is good. Never Can Say Goodbye was first released 54 years ago as the lead single for the group's fifth studio album, Maybe Tomorrow, Never Can Say Goodbye. The song went number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 for 3 consecutive weeks, and number 1 on Billboard's Hot R&B Hip-Hop Songs chart. Davis also earned a Grammy nomination for Best R&B Song. Among other artists who have covered the incredible tune are Isaac Hayes and Gloria Gaynor. Davis also wrote the hit title track for the Jackson 5's 1972 sixth studio album, Looking Through the Windows. Davis shared the inspiration for the song, which at its core is also amazingly touching. It was a combination of 2 things. I was 24 when I wrote the song. I was wrestling with my past, back when I was moving back and forth between my mother's home and my father's home. Whenever I left either of them, I cried because I was leaving one to go to the other. That all always put a strain on my heart. Then later, I was in a relationship that was difficult to maintain. I wanted to say goodbye to her, but was unable to because of the love in my heart. In addition, Clifton, who turned 80 this past October, told Billboard he has plans to release new music. I released an album in 1990 called Say Amen, but I've been writing all along. Songs about faith, prayer, and angels, the Beyond the Gates patriarch explained. I've got music that nobody's heard, but we're going to get it out very soon. Music to our ears. Beyond the Gates, Christmas Eve episode airs on December 24th at T2 p.m. ET and 1 p.m. PT on CBS and streams on Paramount+. In an interview with Daytime Confidential, Vaughn spoke with reporter Melody Aquiles about joining the series and his long-standing professional connection to Beyond the Gates showrunner Michelle Valjean. Daytime Emmy winner Greg Vaughn joined the CBS daytime drama Beyond the Gates as Dr. Kial Rollins near the end of its first season, debuting as Dr. Kial Rollins. The veteran soap star recently shared how the opportunity came together behind the scenes. According to Vaughn, his history with Valjean stretches back years, beginning during his time on General Hospital, where their careers briefly overlapped. She and our paths crossed back when I was on General Hospital, Vaughn explained. We were in the same family, GH, for a period of time. Then out of the blue, we've seen each other on many red carpet events. That connection ultimately led to an unexpected phone call. My phone was blowing up and I took it, and I was so honored that she, Valjean, called me, and I said, "What do I owe the honor of this phone call?" And she's like, "Well, Greg, you've been on my thoughts and I have a role and I want you to take it." And I'm like, "You're offering me a role. Thank you." Vaughn acknowledged that Valjean had numerous casting options at her disposal. "You have a Rolodex of talent and casting that you could do, and you thought you got something for me," he said. According to Vaughn, Valjean made it clear the role was being created specifically with him in mind. She said, "I do, and I want you to take it, because if you do it, I'm going to write it." Vaughn initially pushed back and asked what would happen if he didn't accept the part. She's like, "Then I'm not going to write it," prompting him to accept the offer. Beyond the Gates airs weekdays on CBS and streams weeknights on Paramount+. Viewers can catch the show from the beginning on Paramount+, or on Pluto TV's dedicated 24/7 Beyond the Gates Fast channel. The soap opera world was abuzz this morning when CBS dropped a promo for Beyond the Gates' upcoming second season, which kickoffs with episodes beginning on January 2nd, 2026. Within the clips, there was a steamy moment featuring Ashley and a man who resembled daytime veteran, and Emmy winner Jordi Villasuso. Turns out, the man is indeed Villauso, as confirmed by a representative for the series to Soap Opera Digest. What we do know is Villasuso has joined the soap for its second season, but the name of his character and his first air date are currently being kept under wraps. Beyond the Gates seemed to employ the same strategy once it got out that Greg Vaughn had joined the soap opera, but it was not until later we found he was playing Dr. Kial Rollins, and that his first air date was just a few weeks ago on December 8th. You catch the Michael Fairman channel's interview with Vaughn on his arrival to the show here. Most recently, Villasuso has appeared in Gregory Martin's Emmy-winning digital drama series, The Bay. However, Geordie turned heads when he landed the role of Guiding Light's Tony Santos in 2000 and took home the Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Younger Actor in a daytime drama series that year. Next, he appeared as Dr. Griffin Castillo on ABC's All My Children from 2010-2011. He appeared once again in the role when Prospect Park resurrected the series online in 2013. Later, from 2016 to 2017, Geordie played Dario Hernandez on Days of Our Lives, and in what seemed to via a viable romance for Sharon on The Young and the Restless, Geordie was cast in 2018 as Ray Rosales, until he was suddenly killed off-screen in a car crash in 2022, in what appeared to be a storyline-dictated move by Y&R executive producer and head writer Josh Griffith. Villasuso took to his Instagram after the news broke that he had joined the cast of Beyond the Gates, where he shared, "Christmas came early this year. Beyond grateful to be working with this fantastic cast and crew. Thank you, Michelle Valjean, for bringing me back to CBS. God bless you all for the support, and can't wait for you all to see a great story unfold on Beyond the Gates." In the Beyond the Gates Season 2 promo, the voiceover announce says, "Beyond the Gates. The stories are steamier, the romance is wilder, and everything is hotter. Now is the time to go beyond the gates." The promo features the characters of Joey and Vanessa, Kat and Tomas, Smitty and Martin, Leslie and Marcel, Nicole and Carlton, Danny and Andre, Ashley and an unnamed character, in various states of passion. Beyond the Gates premiered on February 24th, 2025, and was renewed for its second season on May 16th, 2025. The show tapes several months ahead of air. You can catch all the loving and backstabbing that goes on in and around Fairmont Crest, weekdays at 2 p.m., ET 1 p.m. PT on CBS, and streaming on Paramount+. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025. In today's BTG episode, Joey and Hayley discuss Bill's future. Donald tells his mom he wants her happy, and Shanice asks Ted over for Christmas. Read the last BTG recap. Anita cried learning she has triple-negative breast cancer while the families trimmed the Christmas trees. At Nicole's, Ted tells her that Vernon is having an affair. She bursts out laughing and says he's lost his mind. Next, he'll tell her that her mom is running a meth lab. Ted explains that Vernon is seeing Sharon. Her parents don't have the storybook marriage she thought they did. She demands details. As he explains, they were seen together entering her hotel room. She shoots down every detail. He adds that the witness confronted Victor, but he denied it. Nicole says this only proves that Ted is sketchy and demands to know who the witness was. He admits it was Leslie. She's appalled. He knows Leslie isn't reliable. "The woman is unhinged," she says. He won't deny she's a sociopath, but why would she make this up? Nicole is sure she wanted to ruin the holidays. She says her father is a better man than him. Ted just thought she should know and walks out. Andre and Danny lay back after having some tantric sex. When they leave the room and eat, Nicole shows up and asks if Daddy would cheat on their mother. Andre escapes, and Danny asks her sister where this is coming from. She bursts out laughing when her sister tells her what Ted told her. As they drink, they admit that Vernon and Anita have both been giving off weird vibes. Nicole says that if something is happening, they won't tell them over the holidays. They can't say anything in case they are wrong. At home, Anita tells Vernon that she saw her doctor today. She's been diagnosed with breast cancer. She had a biopsy and an ultrasound. She's known for days. He realizes she told Sharon and Tracy before him. He wonders if she thinks he's weak. She's shut him out of the most important battle in her life. He vowed to lobe her in sickness and health, not just when she decides it's okay. She doesn't know how to do cancer. He's sorry he wasn't by her side, but that ends tonight. This is their battle to fight. Cancer picked the wrong family to mess with. The kids start calling, but she asks him to ignore it. She explains the odds are not in her favor. He reminds her that the odds of her making it like she has were low too. She's been beating the odds her whole life. She says she's lost more awards than she's won. She wants this Christmas to be the best ever. and not to see the concerned looks on their kids' faces. He promises they will make that happen. When she leaves the room, he picks up her photo and weeps. Ted goes to Orphe Jean's and finds Shanice with the last piece of cobbler. He tells her it's been a night, so she agrees to share. They talk about the holidays and where he'll be spending them. He'll be alone, and he's fine with that. Andre shows up to pick up food. Shanice tells Ted he's welcome to come to Christmas with her family and walks out. They sit and talk about Ted's brother. They both miss him. Andre hands him tickets so they can go to the football game just like he used to with his brother. Beyond the Gates brings major holiday drama when Vernon and Sharon's closely guarded secret finally explodes in front of the entire Dupree family on Christmas Eve. As Anita navigates a devastating health crisis, the timing couldn't be worse, but the festive episode promises love, surprises, and unexpected twists that will change everything about how the family celebrates this season. Christmas at the gated Fairmont Crest community takes a dramatic turn when Vernon Dupree and Sharon's confidential relationship becomes public knowledge. For weeks, the two have been meeting in secret, exchanging private calls, and carefully avoiding curious eyes. Leslie Mann Grant has been speculating about an affair, but the truth may be far more surprising than anyone anticipated. The December 24th episode finally delivers the revelation viewers have been waiting for, exposing their secret directly in front of all the Dupree family members. Nicole Dupree Richardson, the sharp-eyed doctor, may have played a crucial role in uncovering what Vernon and Sharon have been hiding. The exposure happens precisely when Anita Dupree is dealing with life-altering health challenges, making the timing emotionally devastating. What makes this revelation potentially less scandalous than feared? Sources suggest the secret may not involve an affair at all. The episode features an original song written by Clifton Davis, leading many fans to speculate that Sharon has been secretly providing Vernon with singing lessons. A creative partnership they've been keeping quiet for unknown reasons. Danny Dupree and Andre Freeman celebrate their first Christmas together as a married couple, marking a turning point in their wildly unexpected relationship. The two got married in an impulsive Las Vegas wedding ceremony while intoxicated, yet they've emerged as one of the show's most compelling couples. Danny, known for her free-spirited antics, has found grounding and stability with Andre. Their Christmas celebration showcases genuine affection and partnership, proving that sometimes the most chaotic beginnings produce the most authentic love stories. Andre brings out the best in Danny, tempering her wild impulses while she helps him connect emotionally in ways he's never experienced before. The question on viewers' minds: can they navigate the holiday without tears or conflict? Meanwhile, Ted Richardson experiences his own romantic holiday magic when 3 surprise visitors arrive for Christmas. Shanice, with whom he's been growing increasingly close in recent weeks, becomes part of his intimate holiday celebration. The chemistry between these two has been building gradually, and Ted's special surprise suggests his romantic prospects finally look promising. Eva Thomas and Isaiah push their budding relationship to a new level by spending the entire Christmas holiday together. Sharing the holidays represents a significant emotional commitment and relationship milestone for this couple. Eva has been cautious about past relationships, and Isaiah proves to be the grounding force she needed.